Welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I haven't posted anything in a bit, but I got sidetracked slightly buying another bike. So I couldn't resist this. It came up for sale. It's sort of 95% complete, or 95% finished. Honda CB404. I had one of these about 20 years ago. They're an absolute great little bike, and I couldn't resist getting it to fix up and run round on. So the things I had to do, I've noticed pushing it around that the front brake is seized up, so I need to free the caliper up there. Obviously it wants a headlight in it. Most of the wiring seems to be there. There's an exhaust collet needs fitting on this side, and the threads on the stud aren't great, so I'll try and get that stud out and get the exhaust bolted up there. Obviously the carbs are missing. I had a couple of sets of carbs with this bike, so here's a set that I've rebuilt. There'll be another video showing you how I rebuilt these carbs. We'll put those on and get them balanced up. I think there's one ignition coil on it, so I've got another ignition coil and some plug caps. We'll get them on. The engine's supposedly been rebuilt. The crankcase does look extra clean, and there was some pictures showing that it'd done a new timing chain and new bearings and seals and things, so hopefully the engine's going to be all good. Wants a drive chain on it. The seat is in fairly good condition, but unfortunately it's one of the aftermarket fiberglass base seats. I've actually got an original seat with a pretty good base that I'm going to strip and paint and possibly put this seat cover on there. The chrome on the rear mudguard's not too bad. When I got it, he'd recently had it painted, the guy I got it from, and he's got these sort of horrible graphics on the tank that's underneath the lacquer and on the side panels. So it might be possible to sort of flat the lacquer off, get the stickers off, flat it and re-lacquer it. But he did say that he had another tank and side panels at the paint shop that was coming back in February that he'd swapped me. So I might just hold out and see if that swap comes off first, because I prefer it looking sort of more standard than it does now. One of the great features of the 404 is this sort of swoop to the side exhaust. So this is the standard Honda exhaust, and they just look really nice, so swoop to the side. They're not in too bad a condition. The collector here has been painted with sort of silver heat resistant paint. I might get that paint off and just try and cover it in linseed oil and heat it just to tarnish the steel. I think it can probably make it look a bit better than it does now. And yeah, there's some engraving on the clutch case, which is quite interesting. It's a bit of its history. It's against the helmet law, which I think came in the late 70s, and an obligatory ganja leaf, obviously. I might leave that on there. That's a little bit of the history of the bike. The silencer was missing, but I got this sort of aftermarket shorty silencer, because the Honda ones are really long, so I think that looks quite cool, being short there. So I'll get that mounted up properly. Wants a battery on it, and he did mention the points might want setting and things like that, but we'll go through all that. Get some cables on it. The clutch cable and throttle cables are missing. Well, we've got some cables that I think should do that. So we'll start work, and hopefully by the end of the weekend we should have a running bike. Fingers crossed. Alright, let's crack on. I'll the tank out the way so it doesn't get damaged. Carbs on first. Bit of a squirt, some oil, just to help get them in. Now, don't know if the carbs need to go on first and then the air filter. It's going to be tight. Ridiculously tight. The rubbers are absolutely rock hard. That's interesting. That probably go on. Things you have to do in sub-zero temperatures. Yeah, they are feeling more pliable now. Slightly more pliable.
Do you think it's just too cold?
Yeah. It's cold and everything's really old and hard. Once I've done this, I'm going to find out that you need to put the airbox in first. Is that pulled out that side, or still in?
No, still in.
Good. Maybe getting somewhere. Remember that the choke up is on.
What's the next bit?
The airbox. Try the right way around, might help. I thought that goes like that. How does that just pull back? Oh, that pulls back. It's easy. Yeah. So you can pull that back, it would seem, which might allow this to go in here. That's the wiring's tight. I feel the wiring loom's not in the right place. Seems like that bit of wiring loom's too tight. Fairly close. This is putting a lot of surety in my carb rebuild that I did, that there's going to be no stuck floats and fuel leaks. So they are fiddly little things to work on, and having the bike ramp makes it a lot easier. It'd just be nice if my bike ramp was situated in a nice warm workshop. One day. I'm also hoping I've got enough ignition coil parts to put something together that'll work. So there is one coil on there, it doesn't have any plug caps on. Probably not going to bother reading the resistances, I'm just probably going to wire it up and see if it sparks, and if not, then I'll start going around through it with a multimeter and find out why not. But fingers crossed, it's going to be well behaved and work first time. Right, so taking the points cover off, I'm going to get the coil sorted, and you can see there's a blue and a yellow wire, and the blue wire goes to coils 1 and 4. This is just cable tied on. So that coil should be the yellow, which is 2 and 3. Let's have a look how the leads fit for that. So the coil goes up there. Yeah, that fits quite nice for 2 and 3. Ooh, this is a 1 and 4 coil as well. So fit that up there. Just going to have to cut some threaded bar for this because I don't have the proper bolts. So let's see how much I need. So, not that much. recommend that people use more safety precautions than I do. Some safety precautions. I think if we get the coils on, then put some engine oil in and we'll just see if we can get it running to start with. Long, but it'll do. Cheating is a good end. We'll get some proper bolts for this in the future. It's just want to get them on and mounted, and hopefully this weekend I want to give it a ride up and down the path. Tight, don't want them jiggling around. We've got a aesthetic problem now. So we have 2 brown and 2 black plug caps. Should they go black on the outside, brown on the inside? Yeah?
Like on the outside. Why brown?
It's just a common colour there. Or is it red?
Maybe it's red.
So the inner ones first. I just need to cut that rubber down. You got a knife? Just trying to be gentle as possible with this because the HG lead looks like it's falling out of the coil and breaking up out of the coil. There's a little screw inside there. Right down the middle of the HT lead. Don't drop it. They shouldn't be there.
You've got it a bit short.
Well, it's the rubber cap goes on that bit. That one's not the same. So I've got all the plug caps on. The leads are a little bit short and a little bit strained and all a bit hard. So I think I'm probably going to order up a pair of new coils for it. So I don't want the leads coming off when it's running, but might be good enough just to get it running for the time being. I just filled up the engine oil and I'm just cranking the engine over on the kick. It's feeling a bit stiff, but I don't know how much oil it's had in it. After it's been rebuilt and it's absolutely freezing cold here, so cranking it over, it just sort of starts getting the oil pumped around the engine, and hopefully things will kind of free up a little bit. Also, just want to have a look at what the point caps are set at.
Doesn't look what?
Doesn't look like the points are opening at all, if anything. The light's pretty rubbish here though. Just have to give them a bit of a clean and set them. What I might do now is just get the battery on and see if it actually cranks over on the battery. truth. So I can't see where the main power for the bike is attached. Is that it? Some sparky like this one, that. Tell us what's what. Nope. Right. Could you have a look at the points down here and tell me if there's any sparks? If there's any sparks there or there, on both, ideally. You heard it? Wiring fun time then. So I've got the battery on and a lot of things are dead, a lot of things don't seem to be working properly, the wiring looks a bit iffy. So I'll set about this with a multimeter and see if I can find why the coils don't have a feed and why sort of I haven't got a neutral light or anything on the dash and the starter doesn't work on the button. So I'll go through that a bit, see if I can find that out, and then hopefully we'll get some fuel in it. Right, so I've cleaned the points up, they were pretty grotty, and set them. One of the screws that sets the contact breakers was actually, it was a little bit stripped, a little bit not great, so I'll have to address that in the future. But I've got a good spark now. Still not sure what's going on with the wiring, still don't have any neutral light or dash lights, and it's not starting on the switch. I'll probably just kickstart it for the minute. So I don't have a throttle cable on. I put the petrol tank on with a little bit of fuel in it. The carburetors aren't leaking, which is great stuff. So I'll try and fire it up, and then if it runs, I'll strip it down and go through things a bit more thoroughly. So petrol on reserve, a little bit of choke, see what happens. Sounds quite good.